everybody. Do not adjust your vertical hold. We're both wearing stripes today.
We are. I didn't even notice that. That's awesome.
When I came in to see you this morning, I'm like, oh crap, we're both wearing stripes. So remember the old days we had to adjust the TV for the vertical hold?
Yes, for the vertical hold.
Yes, that's
You're
what I was
right.
thinking. I know.
Only
It shows my age.
Only people watching at a certain age group are going to get that.
Yes. We're from back in the day where you had to get up and change the channel.
Yeah, and moving the little things.
Yes, for the vertical hold.
Antennas.
Yes. Yep, even had aluminum foil on them.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Actually, we're like vertical holds. We're like, ooh.
See, the kids today do not understand the struggles we went to get them to where they are today.
You're like, do you remember when I had to reboot my phone?
I know we laughed one time we were watching a movie streaming and it was buffering. I said, oh, the trouble the kids have today.
Yes.
Oh, back in the day, we had to wait for it to buffer.
Yes. Oh, lagging. Nick is always like, I'm lagging. Like on his, when he's playing video games, he lags.
I know. Well, the troubles that you have.
Troubles, but we are here to alleviate troubles and keep you informed.
Last week we talked about all the contingencies that you can encounter on a purchase.
Yes. So we're going to kind of break it down a little bit and talk about one of those contingencies and what that looks like when you're going through a purchase contract.
That's right. We are going to talk about, we're going to talk about inspections. There they are, inspections.
I don't know what she was doing.
Yeah, okay. So we're, when you, I'm going to read, so I apologize, I don't have this memorized. So when you fill out a purchase agreement, it's just like, filling in the date, how much you're going to put down and the earnest money, all that kind of stuff. And then, we're going to do an inspection.
And we're going to have a closing date.
Yeah, we're going to have a closing date.
Yep.
So, but what does that inspection really mean? So I'm going to read this because it really, people think about inspections, everything is going to be inspected and everything is going to be something that the seller has to take care of. Well, everything will be inspected, but the spirit of the purchase agreement is for major deficiencies.
Right.
Right. So the major deficiencies are structural. This is why I didn't go into teaching. Because I can't write very well. So structural, we're looking to make sure that the structure is sound.
So structural items would be?
Foundation, primarily. Foundation, if you have any kind of things wonky going with the stability of the home. Occasionally you have, all houses are going to settle. I mean, that's just, they're going to settle. You're going to see some settlement cracks around a house. That's pretty normal. If the house has been there for 80 years and you see a little crack, it's probably not going to settle anymore, but I'm not an expert on structural.
Yeah.
So the inspector can talk to you a little bit more about that. If you have some major concerns, if we have some if you walk in, it's like you have those fun houses.
With the mirrors.
With the mirrors, and you go like this.
Yes.
And you're going like that.
Yes, the unsteady floors.
Yes, unsteady floors.
Yes.
Sloping floors. Then we know we can always have a structural engineer come in. I mean, I've been in a lot of old homes, 100-year-old homes, where you get a little sloping.
Yes. I think I lived in a house once where the kitchen floor sloped, and you'd be at the kitchen table, you could be like, here you go, and you could just go like this, and it'd go like down the kitchen table.
Exactly.
They have like a rock foundation or some boulder. They call it boulder foundation.
Yeah, exactly. Those homes probably aren't going to settle any more than they already are, and you may already see some structural things in the basement that have stabilized it. So, but you always have a structural engineer check those out. So we're looking for major structural issues. Okay, another thing is mechanical.
She's got a big word going on here.
I do. I write big so it looks like it's not as sloppy.
I don't
know.
Good.
Yeah, mechanical. Mechanical meaning your big things are your furnace and your air conditioner.
All right.
Those are mechanical. Your water heater.
Kind of major things to live there and big ticket items.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm mechanical, really the AC and the furnace are probably your biggest ticket items when you're looking at mechanical. And think, well, it's an old furnace. We should probably have them pay for a new one. If it's functioning,
right.
That's the spirit of the purchase agreement. It has to be a functioning furnace. And you can always ask for a home warranty. If, when we're looking at the home, hopefully we're also looking at what we can see the potential ages of the home. Sometimes the sellers don't know the ages of their mechanicals if they never put them in.
Oh, right.
Or people forget, they don't know how they are. We can tell. We can always ask for a home warranty, and that would protect you for a mechanical.
If something has to be replaced immediately, or that
Right, during
breaks
that first
down.
year.
Yes.
Mhm, exactly. So, but here, I'm going to read this part of the purchase agreement so people understand that. Okay. These inspections are not construed as inspections to bring an older home into compliance with current local building codes, nor are they to be used for the purposes of obtaining any replacement or upgrade to any functional water heater or HVAC system. So if it's functioning, that's the purpose. We want to make sure it's functioning. Now, if it's older, that's something you need to consider when you're buying a home. You may have to replace something down the road.
Right, which is, I think you have to do anytime you're buying a home, is to know those things. But it's good to know, hey, it's functioning. But the inspector might say, you know what, you might just want to save up because in 3 years or so,
you may need to replace this furnace.
Yes.
Right. So that's the, and inspectors will put that in there. It's, it's towards end of life, time to budget for replacement. So that's something you need to know about. Radon. That's a big buzzword. It's a health and safe or health issue. We've talked about radon in the past. Recommend you do a radon test as part of your home inspection.
If you have a basement.
If you have a basement, even if it's on grade, you're still,
really?
that slab foundation is touching dirt.
Oh, so because if we're touching dirt.
Right, because that radon is a breakdown of, don't quote me here, but it's a breakdown of the soil beneath your foundation.
Oh, okay.
So even if it's on a slab, you could have that leakage of radon into your dwelling.
Okay.
Okay. So I would, even on a slab, you can have that.
Foundation. That's good to know.
Exactly.
I didn't know that. I learned something new all the time.
You did, yes. So, because I was in a condo building, it's all on slab. That condo building has a radon mitigation system. Yeah. Because still, those are enclosed spaces, and if it's coming up from underneath that foundation, it's going to creep into that.
Right.
First level.
Cool. That's good.
Okay. Fungal. I love that word.
Fungal. That's kind of
a mold.
That's kind of a big one. I know, especially with we're in a high humidity, lots of rain kind of state. It is a big thing for treating that because it can make you sick and things like that. It can.
It pretends, there's mold everywhere.
Right.
I mean, you're going to have mold in a house, period, end of story.
Right.
What we're looking for is that dangerous black mold, anything that's overtaking an area, because obviously a lot of people have allergies and that sort of thing. So we want to look for mold, and the inspectors do look for that. But you're going to find little mold. Sometimes you can just kind of scrub it off with a little bit of bleach.
Oh yeah.
If it's black mold and it's kind of penetrated an area, then we need to talk about a little bit more remediation on that. So roof.
Oh, that's kind of a big one.
That's kind of a big one.
Because I know for financing. For some of our products, or even on most loans, they want to see about a 3-year roof life.
Right.
So so on financing side, missing shingles, curling shingles, things like that.
Yeah, or it's losing its the granular or whatever you call that on the roof too. Insurance comes into play with the roof also.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I'm getting insurance quotes for somebody today. All the insurance agents said, hey, and if you can get back to us on the roof life. I'm like, I don't know the roof life.
Right, exactly. I'll get phone calls too.
But it's always, what is the roof life of it?
Yeah, I don't know. So, that's part of the inspection too, is take a look at that roof, because that'll be, play into what we need. And, hopefully we know approximate age of the roof when we're going into making that offer, because if we need to consider if they know. Let's say, for example, you're the third you bought it from someone 3 years ago and you haven't replaced that roof in 3 years. You don't really know, because the seller's disclosure statement is for known items during the time you've lived there. You can't disclose something that you don't know, don't know anything about, right? That maybe 3 owners ago did.
Right.
So hopefully that previous owners maybe left some information for you about things that they replaced during time. If you don't know, then the inspection, or maybe do a visual inspection to get an idea of approximate life. Yep. Plumbing.
No leaks.
Right.
copper plumbing, is that one thing?
Well, it's
No.
functioning plumbing. I
Oh,
mean,
functioning.
it's again, we don't have to bring it up to code. We have to make sure it's functioning.
Right.
So, if we're detecting leaks or anything like that, and so that's really, a faucet leaking is one thing, but the pipes are really what we're looking at is
Right.
primarily what we're looking for plumbing
And
issues.
plumbing would be, I know from this side, appraiser goes in, and if there are water stains
Yes.
on the ceiling,
Is that
they
from
also go and say, is it been fixed?
Correct.
Or is it something that's ongoing and has not been fixed?
Yeah, exactly. Because you'll see a lot of water stains on ceilings from maybe at one time there was a leak in a bathroom,
Right.
or whatever, the tub overflowed and leaked, or there was a pipe leak. People kind of, it's a lot of work to repaint and retexture that ceiling. So sometimes people just ignore it.
They do.
So, but if you've had a past plumbing leak, big evidence is it. So make sure that if we're looking at, if we see those leaks, it's an old leak, and sometimes the inspector can say, well, it's all dry. They can test that see if it's wet or not.
Right.
But as a homeowner, you should fix everything that's involved when it comes to a leak, because
Well, because it causes, so sometimes I know on the lending side, if they see that, depending on the type of your
it
loan,
throws up red flags.
it throws up a red flag that we wouldn't have maybe had to address if it would have been taken care of.
Right. Fix the leak and then take care of anything related to it. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Electrical.
Oh, yeah. As we talked about last week, a little knob and tube.
Oh, yeah.
And amps and volts and like the different types of things too.
Yeah.
Are those kind of
I
I'm
don't
not
know
an
a lot of,
electrician, but
no, I don't know a lot about the volt, the power, the
Mhm.
120, 220.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that it's a plug and I stick my I stick my plug into it.
And if I
don't
go
know.
to Europe, I got to just get a different cord.
Different outlet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you want to check, they'll check that electrical box.
Right.
And, that can be really things that are occurring in a home that the homeowner may not even know about. The electrical is probably functioning fine, but they may find some things that that really could be better, or you might not know what's going on in that electrical box.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of times you'll find outlets throughout a house that maybe you don't use very often that may not be functioning. That happens a lot with exterior outlets.
Oh,
we find that a lot. Now, I will say, again, in this, it does not have to comply with local building codes. You don't have to bring the house up to code. So an older home may not have grounded outlets in every room.
Oh.
And so a lot of people, are looking for grounded outlets because we have all these electronics now. You need a really grounded outlet. The homeowner does not have to bring that home up to code. It does not have to ground those outlets. So
that
that's
would be
so that's a buyer beware, not a buyer beware, but a buyer education that this house probably won't have all grounded outlets. Now, you want to make sure you have a grounded outlet next to a water source because
because of
the
water.
GFI, because of the water. Right. So, electrical is a very important inspection. Siding is another one.
Oh,
Siding. I'm
running out of room.
I wrote too big up here. But siding, you want to take a look at the siding. And obviously that's visual when we're looking at the home. We can see, what kind of shape it is. Now we can't ask the seller to paint it because you don't like the color.
Yeah, no, you're buying the house.
You're
That's
buying the
it.
house. If it's
Baby's
purple,
egg blue,
Right.
purple, sunshine yellow.
right, you can paint it whatever color
Yeah.
you want to after the fact. But
Right.
but make sure it's in good condition. It's not rotting out. It's not falling off.
Mhm.
But then that brings up the last one I'm going to talk about is lead-based paint.
Oh,
That's another
Yes.
thing. Yeah, so I'm going to put LBP.
LVP.
LBP, lead-based paint.
Yes.
So lead-based paint becomes an item that we have to pay close attention to when we get to
1978.
right
Anything built
before that.
1978.
because all paint before that was made with lead.
Yes, including, so some people think, oh, I have siding on my house. Well, what about the window trim?
Right, exactly. Yep, the window trim. The
Mhm.
garage is sometimes
Garage,
exactly.
doors, the garage in general.
Right. So when we're looking at FHA, USDA, and VA
Yeah.
loans, that becomes something that the appraiser is going to be looking for is
Lead-based
peeling
paint.
paint.
Actually, even on our renovation loans, if we're doing a renovation on a home, because sometimes those are the houses
Right.
that need the renovation, we have to have a lead-based paint certified person
Mhm.
in case it would come up
Right.
that we need help with that.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. Don't eat. I hear it tastes like milk or ice cream or something, but don't eat it. Is that funny? Well, I was like, well, that was my question, was like, why would kids or anybody eat lead-based paint? And so somebody told me it actually tastes good. It's like milky, or it tastes like ice cream or something. And so right, kids pick up everything,
yes,
but they eat one and they're like, oh, it doesn't taste like dirt or grass. It actually, but it's bad for you.
It is very bad for you. Yes. So these are the major deficiencies we're looking for. I'm going to emphasize major. We're not looking at. I'll read another line in here. Buyer agrees that minor repairs and routine maintenance are not a part of this contingency. So if the handle on the drawer on the kitchen is a little loose, right? Yes. If the drawer falls out, that's a different thing.
Right.
But it's broken or non-functioning. But if the door falls off the hinges, but if it squeaks, that's not a thing. It's a little ding on it. That's a minor defect, and not something we're looking for in a home inspection, because we want to make sure you're in a home that's structurally, mechanically, sound and safe for you.
Right. Yeah. So good. That's a lot. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 major deficiencies that we're looking for in an inspection. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good information.
It is. So yeah, be sure to read that big paragraph on a purchase agreement, so we understand what that inspection contingency is all about. Right. So you don't have any surprises.
Yeah. So so when this inspection's done, you're looking for these major things. If there is something major, the realtors, you get together and you decide what you want to do.
Well, the buyer and the agent get together and say, this is what we want to request. So within that 10-day or whatever time period you have for inspection, you have to submit that to the seller and their agent as to what we want to have corrected. Then they have 3 business days to respond, because they may have to go get an estimate for something, maybe something that they're like, I had no idea this was going on. Let's take a look at it. Or they may say,
sorry.
9 times out of 10, we can come to a very good agreement on getting things settled. Because like I said, a lot of times people don't know this stuff that's going on until they have that deep dive inspection.
That's where I think people too, especially as a buyer, it's being a little bit patient, because like you said, sometimes they're doing research to figure out how much it's going to cost to fix, and maybe what some resolutions to the problem might be. So I think sometimes buyers are like, well, they haven't responded. It's been like 3 hours.
I know.
Why don't we know?
Right, exactly. Because they're trying to find a solution to the issue, whether if they need to get a couple of estimates, if they need to do a little, second opinion maybe on it, or just find out time period, what's this going to take to get done? Can we do it prior to closing, or do we have to provide you the funds to get the work done after closing? So yeah.
Good. Well, if you have questions on any of those, just let us know.
We'll be happy to help you walk you through that inspection process.
That's right.
And don't adjust your vertical hold. See you next time.